This conference will now be recorded.
So yesterday we have written on 30th November, we have written the topics, the pending topics. Give me a second. So the first topic which we'd like to discuss on month-end year-end process. Month-end and year-end process. Okay, that is really first important topic. So month-end means once the month-end is completed, you need to execute. First thing is foreign currency revaluation, FCR in AP, AR, AP, GL, and cash and bank. If any exports and imports are there, you need to finish it. Okay. Prior to this one more is most important is inventory closing. Inventory closing process is first important. This is must, you need to execute. I saw many clients whenever I'm seeing at support while doing the support, like they are neglecting and they are not executing inventory closing, and they are coming back like there are issues related to inventory valuation. Inventory valuation is not correct from last 2 years. So what happens if you are not running this inventory closing? Inventory value will not be updated properly. It is one of the most important topic, one of the important function which need to be executed. The problem is this is responsibility is from logistics and affecting to finance. So dual role. That is the reason there is a negligence from the logistics team. They may or they forgot. So my suggestion is schedule a batch job. Instead of inventory closing, schedule a batch job for recalculation periodically. Periodically schedule a batch job for recalculation, so that after business hours it will execute every day or every week or every month or every whatever the periodically. So this is my best suggestion, I'm telling you. Try to map this one, because always ERP failures is triple C is not happening properly. This is my own words. Triple C, my own words. This is coordination, cooperation, and communication. Ego problems, this will fail a lot. Not only Dynamics AX, any ERP if you are implementing, this will create problems because of ego. I don't want to coordinate with my colleague, my developer, my business person. Coordination, cooperation, and communication. So this is my own words. This triple C, it will be failed a lot. Why I'm telling this one? This inventory closing should be executed by logistics people, and it is impacting your balance sheet or P&L or trial balance. It is impacting, but your finance consultant will not look at whether they have executed or not, and T&L consultant they will neglect if it is a manual task. So map the batch job for the inventory calculation. Okay, even for this also, if it is there are so many transactions, you have option to use batch job or manual, whatever the way you want, your wish. You can map batch job, or this is a periodic jobs. That is the reason if you go to the application, it will show you in the periodic option, periodic jobs. These jobs are will show you in the periodic, because it is not a regularly, it is not a daily jobs. These jobs, whatever it is there, it is not a regular practice. Day to day you are not doing. periodically. It may be weekly, it may be monthly, whatever it may be, based on their setups, you can do it. Okay, next, all pending pending journals. One is vendor invoices, customer invoices, and journals should be posted. This is not your task, this is accountant's task or the business users task. All these are not your responsibility. I'm telling you, you are not going to sit in the company and you are not going to do it. This is functional people. You are going to guide the business people. They need to do it. They need to do it. Okay. So look at this one. In accounts payable, it is available in the periodic tasks, foreign currency valuation. Accounts receivable, periodic tasks. Periodic means not regular, you are doing occasionally. Even inventory management, it is a logistics responsibility, periodic tasks and inventory closing. Okay, so this should be done properly. Next, any provisional entries should be completed. Provisional entries are payable entries, should be completed. Payable entries should be completed. Accountants, they are very well known about this payables and along with this one. So these are month-end activities. So in the year end also, the same. Year end also same. Along with this one, you need to do one more. New financial year should be created. What do you mean by new financial year? Means I have discussed already. Financial year has, suppose 2021, 2020, 22, 2021. This is one financial year. Am I right? In India, it is our financial year is April 1st, 01 April 2022, 31st March 2021. All right, this one everyone knows. This is our financial year. So in this period 0, period 1, period 2, like dot dot, period 12 and period 13. So period 12 is 01st March 21 to 31st March 21. Any doubt in this? Any confusion? Can anyone unmute yourself, yes or no, at least, please?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, fine. Now 31st period, like period 13 is 31st March 21 to 31st March 21. This is period that will be available. This you know already. But period 0 means 01st April. Anyone is, can you mute please? There is a noise coming. If anyone want to speak, please unmute and please speak. Otherwise, please unmute. Okay, now 1st April. So period 1 is 01st April 20 to 30th April 21. Sorry, 20 only. But here period 0 also will be available. 01st April 2020. This is the financial year. This is the financial year. Whether you are clear about this financial year or any doubt, anyone has any doubt, any confusion, this one. The financial year in the system, it will create like this. So if anyone has doubt, I will show you. If you are clear, no issues. I'll proceed. Is it clear? Anyone has doubt?
Yeah, Satya, it is clear, but what I have checked it is like the P0 is the opening month and P13 is the closing month, right?
Yeah, I'm going to discuss that one. Definitely, I'm going to discuss. But the
Okay.
period is clear. Any doubt or anyone has
No.
any doubt? I will discuss. Okay. So period is clear for everyone. Am I right? See, in front of the doctor, in front of the teacher, in front of the God, these three persons, in front of these three persons, you should not shy or you should not keep silent always. Doctor, teacher, God. Okay, we need to speak. Fine. I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear to everyone. Fine. Thanks. Now, year-end process means this is closing period. And these 12 periods, whatever it is there, are operatings. Whatever you are posting, it is operating. And this is opening. And this also, it is opening. This is operating. This is closing. Okay, let me show you the fiscal calendars like general ledger, collapse all, calendars, here fiscal calendars. So look at this one, 2021, this one calendar. So first one is opening. This is 1st April to 1st April only, and operating 1st April to 30th April, 1st May to 30th May, 31st May, like that. Last period is 31st, the period 12 is third, like March 1st to March 31st, but closing period is 31st March to 31st March. That's what I have created. Okay, now if you want to do year-end process, then this period should be exist, because the balances from here will be transferred to here. The balances in this period will be transferred to this year, this period. So whatever you are posting journal entries or any vendor invoice, vendor payment, 1st April it will post here, but system processed transaction from here to here. So new financial year should be created. Now look at this one, it is 2021. If I run for 2021 year, it will throw error message because January 1st, 2021 is not there. Understood? 1st Jan 2021 calendar is not exist. If it is not exist the financial year, how can system will understand? So you need to create new calendar, new year, financial year by clicking here. You need to create April 1st to April 1st 2021 to 31st March 2022. You need to click on create. Once it is created, then in this financial year, the last period closing to new period opening, this one will be transferred. That's what I have given. the balances from the last year date. Of course, this is only one date. Look at this one. This is 31st March. This is April 1st. But this financial year is different. This financial year is different. One day will have different. So this is closing. This is opening. So for that, new financial year should be created. That is the only one condition required. Once it is done, that is enough. This is the only one setup you need to map it. In the previous version, this period should be on hold. This is on hold. On hold means, let me show you the ledger calendars. Sorry, I have opened fiscal calendars. Let me open ledger calendars. Ledger calendar means in the ledger setup, ledger in the ledger setup, ledger calendar, here ledger calendar is there. Okay, here look at this one. This is already permanently closed. While creating, it is permanently closed. So means you cannot enter any transaction in the period 0. You cannot enter manually. You cannot enter manually. So whatever you are entering, it will show here. Okay, let me go to this calendar, CAL, whatever it is. You can go to calendar. Just I'm telling you. Now this is CAL means it is April 1st to 31st March. So here it is there. So you need to make it the previous year 2020, 2021. The previous year should be on hold in the previous application AX 2012. You need to make it on hold. You need to make it on hold. So in the previous version, but now it is not required. You can leave it. Okay. So you can make it on hold, or permanently closed means you cannot reopen. Permanently closed means you cannot reopen. So the new financial year is created. The new financial year is created. Now we can do the year-end process. Go to period close, year-end close. So in the previous version, it is opening transactions. In D365, it was called year-end close. I remember I have explained this one, but many people are asking like it is not clear. So I'm explaining you once again now. So US companies, you can click on here, USMF, select the USMF company, click OK, and I have executed like this. So you can select the financial year and you can click OK, whatever it is there, click OK. So if you do like this, what happens? The last year balances will be transferred to the new year. Okay, now let me show you. In I think I have shown for you in 2018. Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks Pravalika. It is explained in November 22nd. So November 22nd it was explained. Okay, so the same process. So now before this one, you need to verify trial balance, general ledger, trial balance, inquiries and reports, trial balance. So you can verify from April 1st to 31st March. This is actually the USMF company is from Jan 1st to 31st. So here closing balances are there. Okay, next year it will not be there. So you need to run continuously. So it is balances are not there. Now if you execute for 2018, the balances will be transferred from there to here. You need to run for 2018. So in this, you need to run 2018. Yes, it is correct date, because see 21st November means in USA it is 21st November, in India it is 22nd November. It was executed. So now I don't want to execute once again. It will, you can verify from your system, that one you can try, and it will be, voucher will be processed. Because I want to show to multiple batches, I would like to show this one next batches. So you can verify on 22nd November, or you can verify now. So entire process I have explained. Simply you need to click on OK. That's it. If you click OK, then like Jan 1st 2018 balances will be transferred. Okay, 2019 balances will be available. Now 2018 it is available, 19 it is not there. In 19 it will be carry forwarded. Okay, it will show you opening balance. Now remember, what are the balances will be transferred means, the balances will be transferred only like balance sheet items. This is important. In the interview, you need to tell, you need to give the information like balance sheet items only will be transferred. Balance sheet items means assets, liabilities, and equities. Actually, as per commerce, there is no equities. It is equities is a part of subset of liability, to be frankly. So assets and liabilities will be transferred to the next year. And like 4 series, 5 series, 6 series, 7 series means sales revenues, cost of goods, expenses, other income, appropriation, all those things will be accumulated net balance as a profit, accumulated as a net profit, and that will be transferred to retained earnings. That is a net profit will be arrived, and it will be transferred to this account, and this profit will be distributed to the investors. That amount, whatever it is there, it will be distributed to the investors. Okay, any doubt in this? So while doing this one, whether you want dimensions yes or no, usually I need dimensions yes. Usually I want dimensions yes. Okay, if you don't want, you can remove the dimensions. Balances transferring along with the dimensions, usually it is required. Yeah, any more questions in this year-end process? This year-end process, any more questions?
Yeah, two questions, Satya. So when you're performing this year-end activity, so let's say for an example on the text above, like P12 is like 1st March to 31st March. When I run the year-end process, is those things which are going to get posted in the P13 month?
It will see that, that's if you want that closed balances, there is one checkbox. If you want closed balances, closing balances, the amount balances, now in the general ledger parameters, usually it will not be, means it will be calculated and it will be opened, it will be posted as opening balance. Now here, look at this, create closing transactions during the transfer. If you enable this checkbox, it will update the balances on the closing period.
Okay.
Means closing voucher will be created, opening voucher will be created, 2 vouchers. If you are not enabled, it will open only open transactions. Okay.
Okay. And one more question is, like, every time when an user is performing an year-end activity, there will be a collaboration with the finance team where they'll usually check all the balances. If there is some of the entries to be posted, they'll post it, and then we will do this activity. Okay.
So this will be done by, it is not only coordination, it is done by accountants only.
Okay, so in the company where I'm working, like, we take that authority. So what happens is, like, whenever I run the year-end process, I'll get the complete details about the balances that are existing for the current year, and they'll verify it, and I'll tag the retain and suspense account, and then we will post, and there will be a special journal entry which will be posting as a opening balance for the next finance. Yeah, so here, like, I don't see, when you select the year-end process, I don't see any transactions which are displaying. Is it like, yeah,
one second, I will show you. It will display. So if it is suppose 2018, I have executed from 2017 to 2018. Opening balances is a, let me click on this one.
No, this I got this one. This I got this. When you're performing the year end, that time, during the time of, you click to post the opening balance, you will not see the transactions listed down, right? You will only see the date, from date to to date.
Now, what is your expectation in this one? I did not get you. Whether you
So
want
I
to see the
just wanted to ask you, yeah. I mean, is there an option to see all the balances during the time of year-end process, or I can
okay,
ask, finance team to
okay,
go download the trial balance, validate it, then post if
okay,
anything.
fine, fine. So one more small thing. Okay, one more small thing. We have option. So you want to see the closing balances, am I right? Then
Yeah,
it is
get
one.
posted.
Yeah. So one is trial balance. Of course, trial balance closing balances is one area, and one more
Mm-hmm.
function is there. I want to tell you here. So period, closing period adjustment,
Okay, yeah.
closing period adjustments. Okay, you can select. Let me delete this one. This is click on new, and suppose 2018 I have entered something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then here from date and to date 0101 18 to 12/31/18. Okay, here. So the type is closing. Okay, posting date is also 12/31/18. Okay, I have entered from date and to date and this one. Now clicking on closing accounts. Okay, load balances. Click OK. You can see the closing balances. The end balances it will show you.
Okay. So an employee should, I mean, okay, let's do this way. Like I'll just do the financial setups and I'll move all the balances. And then finance team actually should verify this one. If there is adjustment, they need to post it later. And it will be considered as a closing balance only.
Yes, so in the closing balance, this is the amount. I want to transfer this amount, internal transfer. Suppose if I want to do adjustment from this one to this one, I can do it.
Okay.
Got
All
it?
right. Yeah.
So that you can do using transfer. You cannot enter single transaction, you need to enter two ledger accounts. If you're entering some amount, then this from this account and you can transfer to another account. Got it?
Okay.
From
Okay.
account to
Got
another.
it.
Before
Okay.
year end. Yeah.
Understood. And is it mandatory to do this year-end activity just before first day of the financial year?
See, usually because in the opening, like on April 1st, I need balances. In India, we need April 1st. Once it is
Correct.
executed, you can do a number of times, am I right? This is not only one-time task because the financial year will be closed not in the immediately 31st March, it will be October 31st, am I right? Where final date is 31st October is the date.
Right.
So
Yeah.
usually people will keep on doing this transactions, previous year transactions, they will enter, they will do adjustments. So
Yes.
you can run this process, n number of times. You
Okay.
can run this process n number of times. So while doing
Yeah.
this one, there are two options. There are two options here. So you did some transaction, some adjustment. Okay, some adjustment. Whether you want that adjustment as a fresh transaction or only amendment. So here undo previous close. Undo previous close means that last transaction will be reversed. A fresh new transaction will be created if you make it enable.
Okay.
If you remove this one, it will post. Earlier it is 20,000. Now it was posted 500. It will become one more transaction 500. Then it will show you 20,000 plus 500 as a two lines.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Any more questions, please, about this one?
Mr. Satya, I have a question. Prakash here.
Yeah. Yeah, Prakash.
Suppose I want to close year, I want to perform year-end process, but I didn't do anything. Means month closing is not done. Then I need to close month first, and then all month clear, and then year-end process, or directly I can go for year-end.
So see, if you are running without these things, if you're running, what happens? The balances will be wrong. Am I right?
Yeah.
The wrong balances will be processed. Once again, you do it and do it. So this is a regular practice. In this one, suppose the pending transactions are there. That's what we are doing n number of times. Am I right? I told you now, just now. So some pending transactions are there. Whenever you have entered, immediately whether you want the effect in the opening transaction, do it year end. Otherwise, plenty of transactions, some 5 transactions or 10 transactions, I need to do do it. Once it is do it, if you want to do year end process, you can do it. So this year end process you can do a number of times. Am I right?
Okay, correct.
Yeah. So if you are not doing this properly, balances will be wrong.
Yes. Okay.
That's it. Nothing here.
Okay.
But this is a best practice. This is a best practice. Usually accountants, they need to do it. Yes, please.
My second question is that suppose my PO and SOs are open because of I received some material. Suppose I require so many purchase orders are open and sales orders are also open. Then that time we need to do any adjustment for that, or means how that PO will be closed or PO will be open in next year also.
It will be open for next year, and you can do purchase order is created on 30th of March, and the product receipt is updated on 2nd April. What is the problem? There is no problem.
Okay.
Even product receipt is updated in the month of 30th March, and then invoice is happened on 1st of April or 2nd of April. No issues.
Okay.
Anyhow, temporary postings are there.
Okay.
Right. Okay. And I have added, while discussing, I have added one more point I missed: fixed asset depreciations. That is also another topic, important. You need to complete the depreciation calculations for the fixed asset.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one of the topic you need to do it. Any more questions, please? Okay, is it clear? Entire year-end process. Okay, only one thing you need to remember: if you are facing interview, you need to remember this word. All asset balances, like these balances, will be transferred, carry forward to the next year. And expenses and incomes means sales revenue, cost of goods or purchase expenses, other income, appropriation, whatever it is there, P&L items. All these items are accumulated to as a profit, and that will be transferred to retained earnings. That's what you need to give the answer to interviewer. It will be transferred to retained earnings. Okay, fine.
Do you have to create any withholding tax financial year changes or something in MSD, Satya?
No. Why it is required withholding tax separately?
No, I mean, I have that option. Like, if I don't change my fiscal year for the withholding tax, the next year the user will not be able to tax that TDS tax rates. I don't know what makes a sense to have that, but I just wanted to check if it is same.
No, there is no specific withholding tax financially. So I don't know the. So which application that one? Can I know the application name?
It's a SAP business one.
Okay, SAP business one. I'm not sure, to be frankly, because
Sure. No.
I learned this SAP in 2016. Sorry, 15, 16. At that time, faculty has not explained a specific for withholding tax. It is normal setup, but I'm not sure if it is a new, in the new environments maybe, because during 2015 and 16 I learned SAP just to understand the comparison between SAP versus Dynamics AX. So majority features are there. Of course, in SAP little bit additional small things are there, but majority are almost same. Finance, in terms of finance. So controlling I have not learned. Controlling may have a little bit more in SAP, but in terms of finance, it is almost to 90 to 95% same. 95%.
Yeah, this SAP business one is like for SMEs. It does not have different, like what we financial controlling separately. No, it's a single suite. What I can say.
Yeah, I know. So I know that application, but I don't have knowledge on that area.
No problem. No problem. I just told. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Any more questions, please? Anyone?
Simple doubt is there. Every month, suppose month wise we are doing closing or whatever.
Hmm.
At the time of closing of month closing, we are putting, after that we are putting that particular month on hold because of in future suppose any adjustments comes, then we need accountant need to do that adjustment. At the time of year-end process, can we need close period close and then year-end process, or if it is open then system automatically do it?
So yeah, so for that actually in AX 2012 that condition is there. Previous year should be on hold. This condition is there in AX 2012. So these all periods should be on hold. But whereas in D365, so they have removed that condition. It is not there. You can execute that now without on hold. So that's why I'm telling you there are two versions. In D365, it is not required. It is not mandatory. In AX 2012 and AX 2009 old versions, it is a mandatory. You need to make it on hold.
Okay.
Just different versions has different functions. Yeah. Any more quick questions, please? Fine. Okay. Now, vendor outstanding bill wise posted, sir. Okay, fine. So you are talking about this one, like as I told you, invoice versus payment settlement. I have already discussed. Let me recap. So if I go to vendors or customer, both vice versa it will be there. So if you go to vendors, all vendors, in this vendor, you can see transactions here. All transactions you can see here. There are so many transactions. Okay. So let me take another 1002 for easy understanding. There are plenty of transactions in 1001. Let me go to 1002 so that we can have some little bit simple example. 1002 and click on transactions. So this also has many transactions, but no problem. But it is around 15-20. Okay. So from here, it is all transactions. And if you go to invoice tab, in this, it will show you open transactions. It will show you closed transactions. Closed transactions means invoice versus payment. So invoice versus payment. One line is invoice, one line is payment. So here, suppose if I select this one is credit, automatically debit account is selecting. This is invoice versus payment settlement. Invoice versus payment settlement, it is available. Okay, you can do this invoice. So it is whenever you remember why this is mandatory. Look at this one, 949 is the invoice amount, but paid amount is 930, discount is 19 settled. So if you do the settlement, how can you do the settlement? Means always this is a best practice. You need to do settlement in settled transactions. You can select invoice versus payment. Invoice versus payment, you can do the settlement. Invoice versus payment. Suppose this is one, and credit means invoice and debit means payment. So let me verify any debit account is there or not there. Okay, you need to select and you need to post. So I will tell you one example. Suppose, so settlement. I will give you an example here. Invoice is 1000, and if you pay within 1 week, I will give you discount 50 rupees. Then I did payment. A vendor, we have paid 950. If you are not settling this one, it will show you balance amount $50. You need to do the settlement process, then $50 will be posted to the discount account. Otherwise, it will show you $50 is a pending amount. So cash discount, if you want to apply, you need to do the settlement process. Understood? Any confusion here? So vendor outstanding report, like Sidhu, are you asking about vendor outstanding report or settlement process only? Is this the same, or you are referring to something else? Report, okay, fine. So vendor account statement is one of the important topic, one of the important report you need to reconcile. So here in the inquiries and reports, okay, vendor reports, account statement, customer account statement and vendor account statement mutually you need to exchange. I mean to say here, you need to provide your vendor statement in your records to the vendor. Your account statement for the customer also you need to provide to your customer. Customer will give you from their records. So you need to do reconciliation. Accountants, they will do reconciliation a lot. Okay, so you can generate from, suppose 01/01/15 to date. I'm selecting account statement date. Now I'm selecting for one specific customer when 02. I'm sorry. 1002. Click OK. It will. So this account statement, vendor account statement, if you want to modify as per the client requirement, you can modify. With the help of developer, you can do the modifications. So this is the outstanding report. So these are the amounts, invoices pending. So here, so it was, if it is settled, it is settled. So these are the amounts pending, invoices. Usually we will not generate like this. This is not a best practice for the 5 years. Usually from the April 1st, I mean, it's a financial year starting to till date, it will be generated. For to understanding purpose, I have created like this, but it should not be like this. It is 1 year or previous year, that's it, usually. Because I want to show the transaction, that is the reason I have found here. Is it clear, Sidhu? Any doubt in this? This is vendor account statement. So you need to take a printout, you need to submit to your vendor so that they will verify in their books of records. In our books of records, we will verify. We will tick, click, 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 like this one tick and this one tick from their company. So a reconciliation is one of the important tasks from accountants. Okay, fine. So next, coming to the one by one topics. So this I need much time. Okay, I need some more time. First, let me explain you invoice, register, and approval journal. This is 1 hour topic. In detail, I will discuss with you. Now, invoice, register, and approval journal. Let us understand what is this. So instead of, actually, if it is the simplest way, instead of invoice journal, we are posting invoice register, and the temporary accounts will be posted. Now, if you are doing approval journal, then it will be reverse the temporary accounts. Temporary accounts will be reversed. And actual transaction will be posted. It is not purchase register, it is invoice register. Okay, we'll discuss that point. If you have some other point in your mind about purchase register, we'll discuss. That is report. Are you talking, Sidhu? Okay, that is actually like in procurement and sourcing, it will be there. Procurement sourcing, it will be there. We'll see that one tomorrow if it is required. First, let me focus on this one. Okay, so here invoice register and approval journal. Invoice register means temporary postings. Okay, let me show you that one. General ledger, collapse all, not general ledger, sorry, accounts payable, invoices, invoice register. Okay, you can create invoice register. Let me select the journal. So for this, it is the type is, you can create journal, new journal. The type is, look at this one, invoice register. The type is invoice register. Okay, click on lines. Otherwise, I will do one thing. I will create this invoice register and approval journal from our company, whatever we have created. Let me do from that one. Okay. So what is our company name? It was created. New company name. Do you remember TCS? Is it TCS only or MLT? MLT, Meta Limited, am I right? Is it?
MLT, yes.
Okay, fine. I'm creating a new invoice register, so journal name is not there. So we know, like, if you want that one, we need to create one journal name. Let me do this one. Let me take duplicate and let me go to this MLT company, and let me create one journal name in the MLT company. So general, you know that one where we need to create general ledger, journal names, journal setup, journal names. We need to create one journal name, invoice register. Okay, so this is invoice register. Okay, now you need to create one journal voucher number. Don't use existing voucher series always. Okay, don't use existing voucher series. You need to create new voucher series always. It is better to create new voucher series for practicing purpose. Even in real time scenario also, we need to create always like this. Many people will do mistake like already existing number sequence. It will create problems a lot, because same series if you are using for multiple, it will create problems. This is my best practice always. I will use only 6 digits. Now I am using 9 digits. Usually I will use 6 digits. No problem. Anything is fine. But the best practice is 6 digits. So let me close this one. And let me map IR. First map. Okay. Now it will show you invoice register. Okay. Go to lines. And select the vendor. And the invoice date and invoice number. Something. What happened? Okay, I will tell you example. What is that means? So it is for vendor, it is 500. I have mapped. Now it is throwing error message. Offset arrival account is not mapped. What do you mean by here? Actually, let me take duplicate. As I told you, whenever you are posting invoice register, it will post to the temporary accounts. That accounts you need to map. So if you go to vendor posting profiles, accounts payable, collapse all, setup, vendor posting profiles. So in this vendor posting profiles, you need to map temporary accounts. In this, you need to map temporary accounts, arrival and offset arrival. You need to map temporary accounts, arrival and offset arrival. Give me a second. This one and offset arrival. Offset arrival. So these are temporary accounts. So it will not post to the summary account. It will post to these accounts. These two accounts. Now, if you go back, if you save it, it's not an issue. Let me reselect this one. Now it will clear the message. Give me a second. Let me refresh, because while creating this one, it is not there. So it is verifying continuously. That is the setups, but I have configured. Once it is created, I have configured. So now let me go to lines details. I think that may not be saved. Okay, let me select that one vendor. This is temporary postings. Temporary posting. Okay, give me a second. Let me delete this one. It is not recognizing because While creating this line, it is not mapped. While creating this line, it was not mapped. That is the reason it is refresh issue. Now it will work. Lines. Now let me select vendor account. Now it will not throw any error message, I hope. Okay, suppose some give me a minute. Offset account has not been created for posting profile. It was created. It was saved and close.
Sir, check the customer group. Sorry, vendor group.
We have created only one vendor group. See, if I go to vendor posting profile, otherwise I will do one thing for all. Maybe it is not mapped. Okay, 1 second. Yes, you are right. So this one, let me map this accounts to for 20 and 30 also. Let me map. 200, 125, and even let me map for all also. There are not any create problems. 200, 125. Let me refresh. Click on SAP. Okay, let me clear this one. No, and let me do it now once again. Definitely 90% will be refreshed. Let me see. Vendor account. Invoice date, and now it is posting some invoice number. It is allowing 500. Okay, now you need to map approved by also. It is one of the important, because invoice journal also it will be verified approved by. So for this MLT company, I need to create one employee. So already one employee is there. I want to make an employee of this company. Let me go back. Workers. This is employee and contract both together, worker. Okay, let me go back. Just bear with me for 5 minutes. I will finish this one at least some extent. Okay, personal account number, starting Z to A. So just I want to take my name. So Satya AX. For this, what I'm doing, I'm making an employment for this one, employment history. This is for HR related employment history. So what I'm doing, I'm an employee of this MLT company as well. I'm just making from 0101 19 something created. So I became an employee of these companies, these many companies. Now it will show you employee Satya. It is showing Satya AX. Okay, fine. Now you can post. So what happens? It will post to the temporary accounts only. It will post to the temporary accounts. whatever we have mapped temporary accounts, arrival and offset arrival, that will be posted. Okay, if you go to the voucher, it will be posted to that account. Means vendor account will be posted and temporary accounts instead of summary account. Instead of vendor summary account, it was posted to temporary accounts. Now, if you do approval journal, accounts payable, then invoices, approval journal, invoice approval journal. Let me create one approval journal. Click on new, it will be blank. Approval journal name I need to create, new journal, approval journal, approval invoice journal, something. This is approval. Let me create one journal name, one voucher series. Always create a fresh number sequence. Don't use existing number sequence. Okay. So if you are using, it will create problems. New approval invoice journal. Approval journal. Next, select company, MLT. Okay, so approval journal, approval invoice journal, something. Continuous I'm making 6 digits I will use, but now here I'm continuing with 9 digits. My best practice is always 6 digits is more enough, because 6 digits means 9,99,999. That is enough. Okay, I have created. Now if you go here, now if you select, it will show you invoice approval journal, it will show you. Go to lines. This is find vouchers. You can click on find vouchers. Already posted transaction invoice register, it will show you. You can select that one and click on select button. It will move from top to bottom. You can click OK. Now it will show you this is actual expenditure, like cost of goods, whatever it is there, you can select. Okay, you need to select. Now earlier whatever it was posted, arrival and offset arrival, will be reversed. Now actual summary account will be posted and this account will be posted. This is vendor summary account and this account. But meanwhile, if you verify vendor transactions, it was already posted. Look at this one. If you go to the vendor account, at the time of register only, it was posted already. That 500 whatever it is there, it was posted. Look at this one. If you look at the transactions, invoice register is already posted, the voucher. So it will affect to the vendor but not to the vendor summary account. Look at this one. If you verify the voucher, it is not summary account, it is posted to a temporary accounts, arrival and offset arrival. This is arrival and offset arrival. These two are temporary accounts but not actual accounts. Now I am posting this one. Click on post. Once it is posted, it will show you 6 lines. It will show you 6 lines. If you go to voucher, 2 lines it is posted, arrival in invoice register and reversal invoice register 2, means 200125 debit and credit, 200130 debit and credit, nullified. Now actual account, vendor summary account versus this was posted. So what is the meaning of this one? Means like it should be affected to the vendor but it should not affect to the vendor summary account, the actual vendor summary account. Now it will be affected. Look at this one. It will be 6 lines. This is invoice register and approval journal. Okay. So tomorrow I will show you extension to this one. Remind me, I will give you some more extension functionality on this invoice register and approval journal in this MLT company. In the MLT company only, I will give you some more inputs about this invoice register and approval journal tomorrow. Okay, fine, understood. Anything? Only small setup. It is arrival and offset arrival unity map. Yes, please.
Sir, I have one simple doubt or
Yeah.
my foolish doubt. I don't know. What is the use of this?
Okay, fine. So that's why I told you the benefit exactly extension, and tomorrow I will discuss with you. This will be used in majorly for Europe countries. In Europe countries they will use. So what is the exact benefit? Tomorrow you will understand. Tomorrow morning, remind me. I will discuss with you on this that extension, little bit extension. What is the exact benefit getting from this function? There is a function, but it is a little bit a tricky function. Majority people don't know, so I will discuss with you tomorrow. This will be used in the Europe country a lot.
Apart from this, one more my doubt is there. I did foreign currency evaluation and all transactions and all entries are perfect, no issue. But at the time of payment, bank payment, select the check. That time it gives me error that generate payment. That time it will give it's an error or warning that bank currency like this. I am not able to show you right now because of my system is not working.
Okay.
That error
Okay, so if I can assume like what is the error you are getting. Suppose if you go to cash and bank management, in the bank accounts, to mitigate that error, you are doing like you have opened your currency USD bank account and you are settling in other currency. That is the problem.
Okay.
You are doing payment in euros. You are doing payment in euros, and you cannot do a transaction in euros if the bank account is US dollars. Am I right?
Yeah, correct.
So you need to create one account in real-time scenario. But in Europe countries, they will allow multiples, so you can enable this checkbox.
Okay.
Then it will allow you in other currencies also. But practically in business scenarios, if you want to do a transaction in India, suppose I have a bank account in INR, I cannot do transaction in US dollars. Am I right?
Yes.
I need to open a bank account for USD so that I can do a transaction in USD. That is the real-time scenario. But this will be when it will be used means in Europe there are multiple currencies will be used. Means in Europe, suppose Switzerland, they will use Swiss crowns and euros. So we cannot map multiple currencies. Am I right?
Yes.
So in that case, you can use this function.
Okay. Means no need to create another bank because of suppose I am in US and
for practice and purpose, it is not required. You can use this function, but in real-time scenario, you cannot do it. In USA, you cannot do a transaction for other currencies. You need to open another bank account euros, and you can do the transaction euros. Agree?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any more questions, please? Any more questions? So do practice as much as possible. Easy application. As I told you, like this application looks like very complex, looks like very easy. So if you are practicing, this will become definitely easy. It's not a complex product like other ERPs. In other ERPs, it is complex. There are many ERPs in the world, but this is user-friendly ERP. That is the main advantage. That is the reason this is growing like a lot, fastest growing product in the world. Okay, fine. See you. If you don't have any more questions, we'll discuss tomorrow morning. So in continuation, I will discuss, and remaining topics I will continue. Okay, fine. See you all. Bye. Okay, Sidhu, if you ping me your email ID, you can ping me in WhatsApp group in my one-to-one. I will share with you that interview questions, sample questions. Okay. Yeah. Ping me your email ID. I will send you immediately. See you all. Bye.